Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Feed Me Pixels channel. I'm your host, Larry the Chupacabra, one of the multitude of beast-hunting intergalactic mercenaries out in the great white yonder of Planet Shear. And today, after I unplug my controller so it doesn't vibrate all over the place, we are going to be playing a couple more episodes of Evolve Stage 2, because while it's not officially going to die anytime soon, what is here will probably remain for the foreseeable future. Effective a couple of weeks ago, or maybe more than that, 2K, the people that published Evolve, and later Evolve Stage 2 after Evolve went free to play, have officially canceled all future support for the game, aside from maybe the occasional bug fix or the way to cure the occasional exploit. They will keep the servers running for what is already in existence, but there will be no new content. So I suppose I will go ahead and play a few rounds, or a few more rounds of Evolve, and explore all of that information, and then let it rest for the rest of eternity. And that kind of information is what exactly went wrong with Evolve. It seemed like a lot of people were really excited about it, but there are some pretty quintessential reasons why the whole thing kind of fell flat on its ass. Previously I would have tried playing a whole host of more interesting characters, but I think I've actually lost quite a few of them, as I merged my Ubisoft, or my 2K account, or one of those accounts, with my previous Steam account, and now I, lost a bunch of stuff, or it got shuffled around. So, you know. And how can I determine... we'll just go into the regular hunt. There's nothing fancy about it. I'm gonna play as the hunters, and we'll just go from there. And then I guess I'll just prefer whatever. And then I'm not going to play the monster, because the monster tends to be a little bit temperamental. And when I quit playing this game before they had the whole shutdown, they had just nerfed the monsters, so it was definitely a lot harder to play as them until you got a lot further into the game. Alright, it looks like I get to choose my role, so I'll go with the Assault. And everyone else is just choosing what's left. I guess this is a new system that they were working on, because being randomed into various roles previously was kind of a giant pain in the ass. So I guess I can certainly understand that. It's kind of, it's really a shame that they quit developing Evolve, because it was arguably, from a lot of the people that played the game, once the game went free to play and you could spend some cash to make things more convenient, or to buy some in-game visuals or customizations to make yourself look all fancy, was when the game finally got good, so to speak. Alright. Oh, actually, I guess I do have access to all my characters from before. So I'm gonna play Lennox, the good old-fashioned, fisting you to death grandma. She is probably, or was prior, the most dangerous character in the game, as she could basically do the absolute most damage possible. And looks like we're gonna be healed by Quantum Kara, and I think she was the character that shoots grenades, both healing and damaging grenades. With Tech Sergeant Hank, that shoots a giant death ray from space. And I'm most curious as to what type of monster we're going to be facing against, because that's going to determine if I made a very poor choice in Grandma. The Fisting Grandma is nice for monsters that stay on the ground, because she can punch you to death and do a power thwomp into the dirt. But she kind of sucks ass when she has to murder things that are flying around in the air. Hence my trepidation in picking her in the first place, because when I quit playing and I was playing a lot of her, I was playing mostly against flying characters like the Cthulhian monster known as the Kraken. So apparently Tyrillian is only going to make us wait until the absolute last second before he determines what creature he feels like playing. What an absolute sport of him. Oh, and we're also gonna have Electro Griffin as our tracker. That looks weird. That's like Hemming Nessingwary from one of those games, but instead of just hunting with like a cap, he's got Mega Man suit. Go figure. Alright, looks like we'll be fighting against a default Meteor Goliath. I think our monster has gone AFK, which means my job might be a bit on the simpler side. So we can go ahead and start talking about some of the things that made Evolve have a bit of a rocky start to begin with at its launch. We'll probably do that intermittent with the different stuff going on in the match. But if you guys and gals at home don't remember what goes on in Evolve, it's basically an asymmetrically balanced PvP game where 4 hunters have to fight off one singular monster. And in order to do that, we have different roles. I'm the assault, I kill people. We have a healer that keeps everyone alive. We have a trapper that tracks the Goliath and uses their kit to incapacitate or to CC and to locate them. And then we have a support, which is a utilitarian class which can shield people and also be a secondary assault class. Oh, and they've actually got a voiceover to indicate what my class does. That's nice.
When the monster turns on you, activate your defense matrix. Force the monster to fight.
Yes, disembodied voice. I don't necessarily need to hear too much about this. So basically, my job is to fist the monster to death once our pal there in the blue finds them with his robot suit. That's the takeaway here. And let's see what we got. So it looks like everyone dives in with their shields on to prevent fondling. Oh, you know what? Maybe that's just a starting thing, so everyone can't instantly get one shot as they enter the game. That's actually not a bad idea. Preventing people from ending the match the second they spawn in is never a bad thing. And of course, I'll showcase some of my badass weaponry. So the thing that's nice about Lennox is that she has a constant stream of murder. She's got a Gatling gun, and she straight up fists you to death with a laser fisting. And you know, there's one thing you can say about Gram. She probably likes herself a good old batch of fisting. So looks like the whoa. Okay, we already caught the monster. Our buddy here really needs to be a bit more careful so that he doesn't get murdered. The trouble with this game is if you're sort of separated from the group, you can end up losing out on, well, staying alive for the most part. Come here, butt munch. I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna punch you good. Come here. Oh, this is where it gets really good. I can basically two-shot all the little bars of health from the Goliath, which is really handy. Come here, Goliath. I'm gonna fist you to death. Come here, you big butt munch. There we go. Unfortunately, our friend here has been downed already, and we have to get him back up or he's gonna die. And that's never a good thing. Good news is the monster really doesn't want to keep tangling with us because this early in the game, they're still pretty piss weak and they can die. Their goal is to destroy this facility's installation or kill all of the hunters before we can respawn. And then in order to destroy the facility, he's going to need to eat creatures and use that meat to evolve. He starts out at stage 1, and he needs to get to stage 3 in order to kill us, basically. Is that thing going to attack people? It is. So I'm going to kill it. There we go. Who's a little nasty platypus? You are. You certainly are, you little devil. So while we hunt this monster, as I reiterate some things for people, there are some questions to be had about what exactly it was that kind of killed Evolve, especially at its initial launch because so many people panned it as a revolutionary new type of game. And Evolve at the time was pretty good. I mean, they had a unique esports system with up to 12 different unique classes upon launch, with a bunch of different maps that you could play on, 4 unique classes for the hunters, and a bunch of different monsters that almost have their own unique classes to pick from, both flying caster types to in-your-face slam and slap characters. Some of them turn into murderous roly-polies. But I feel like the one thing above anything else that really killed Evolve was the fact that you couldn't pay for the whole game at launch without spending over $100. And frankly, when I am given half a game, when I pay you $60, upon launch, as far as I'm concerned, you stole from me. That's basically how that ends up being. And that is just unfortunate. So what I'm talking about is, when the game came out, you had 4 of each class, including the monsters, and you only got access to half of those upon launch, not even all of the other maps and game modes and features and such. You had to pay extra for that, or you had to be on a completely different platform, which was really unfortunate. And that, I feel like, killed all the momentum that the game might have had upon launch. So let's just smash this bad boy. Oh, did I punch you in the goo? I did. Let me punch you some more. I'm gonna punch your armor off. So that was probably the main thing, is that they tried to turn this game into a DLC sales engine, and that ended up being a mistake. Like a pretty big one, I would argue. So all the momentum was gone at that point, but it wouldn't have been quite so bad if they had offered people the ability to later just purchase the game at a reasonable price point. But that never really... I mean, I think they reduced the price of the game at some point, but it never really reached that point where a lot of people would have been especially comfortable purchasing it, which is unfortunate, because I liked the game. It did get very run-on and samey after a while, which any game that's built upon replayability, where you go into a game mode with lots and lots of monsters over and over again, is definitely going to suffer very heavily from all of those problems. Let me kill this plant so it doesn't eat anybody. So it lost all of its momentum, and I suppose we can kind of take apart what kind of killed it for a lot of other people. From the very beginning inside of Evolve, even before it was Stage 2, there was always kind of an issue of balance within the game, because either the monsters or certain characters within the game always felt like there was one flavor of the month between updated patches, especially in beta, but that's beta, so you can't really go off of that alone. But even after launch, you know, there was always a flavor of the month that was ridiculously overpowered, and that really killed it for a lot of people. So there was never, like, a lot of chance to personalize and customize your character in such a way as your playstyle felt wholly unique, while also giving you the same opportunity of gameplay as the other more specialized and dangerous characters might have been. Now, I did like a lot of the variety in the characters, don't get me wrong. There's even a bug healer that sucks the life out of monsters in order to hunt them, which was pretty cool. But there's just a lot of things that I got bored of the game, to be completely honest. Once you play the game, like a time or two, there's not a whole heck of a lot of stuff left for you to do before you're just ready for something new. Which I think is an understandable issue with a game like this that's based around nothing but replayability. Let me get my shield up here and fist you in the goo, sir. Come on, I'm trying to fist you to death to show all these people how cool my laser beams are.
Okay.
Nope, I'm gonna punch you right in the crotch, sir. This is happening. You just need to make peace with it. Alright, I guess you want to play run around, ring around the rosy, pockets full of chain guns. Now we got your armor down. Now we just gotta try and put as much pain into you as we can before we get out of here. Nope, you're not getting away from me, asshole. I'm gonna shoot the shit out of you. Nope, I'm gonna make sure your armor stays gone. So the way this works is, as you fight the monster, he'll regenerate, like, health when he isn't being molested. And the best way to keep it off of him is to constantly put it in his pooper. There's no really ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, kind of the ability to customize the game and have a lot of characters was gonna be an issue in the long term, so they were gonna hopefully have DLC. But it was clear from the oversales of DLC from the beginning that they already were intent on selling you as much DLC as possible. I can't remember if it was the Turtle Rock CEO or the 2K CEO that said that the whole idea of this game was to create a DLC sales machine with which you could continue to make a hefty amount of money. And we're starting to really see an issue where people are less and less inclined to purchase something where they feel like they're being ripped off from the very beginning, when, as far as I'm concerned, everything that was created up to the point where they released the game should have been included with that $60. But there was a bunch of exclusives, which meant that there was like a good third of the game that was gone to like Xbox or PS4 that wouldn't be on PC. Then they wanted me to buy a season pass for the other half of the classes, and I don't give a shit that people say that you can unlock it doing X, Y, or Z. I paid for it, I got it. That's how this works. This is how capitalism and purchasing products is meant to be handled. And they weren't going to allow me to do that. And that's just, well, clearly they were punished for it, because nobody finished buying the game. So there you have it. You can complain to me that I have it all wrong, and people have done that both on my personal channel and also on other social media as long as the day is long. But the reality is, people felt ripped off and they didn't buy it. It's just that simple. All right, nope, that's not gonna work for you, Buster Brown. I'm gonna stab your butt. Come here. Nope, you think you can run, but the longer you run and deal less damage, the longer this dome lasts and we can keep beating you up. Yeah, alright, I'll just keep doing this. It's completely fine, but there goes your armor. Gonna trash you. You leave. Is that the healer or is that the support? It's weird that this guy is going for the support and not just the healer, but you know, whatever. So I'll just keep the pressure on. I won't worry about keeping the other guy from dying. The downside to dying in this game is it increasingly makes it easier and easier for you to die. So eventually, if he gets downed yet another time, the monster will just be able to down him and he'll just go straight into being a corpse. So that's why you want to avoid getting downed as much as possible. So, this game, like right as they're quitting development, actually finally feels like it's getting properly balanced. Like, we're not trashing the monster in the first 5 minutes, and the monster didn't completely butt-fuck all of us either. So that's nice. That's very nice, actually. So he's level 3, and he's going to want to immediately try to go for the installation and try to destroy that purple thing that's now popped up on our screen, the power relay that powers this part of the map, and try to destroy it before we can all get back. So we want to get over there and prevent him from doing that because he's a cheesy little butthole. That's another thing that I feel was really missing from this game, was there was a really load of great writing from a great games writer, and you only ever got a lot of that interaction from the random little tidbits of information that the characters spew out while you're waiting around in the load screen. So that was kind of unfortunate. I feel like there was a bit of missed opportunity there to not... I don't necessarily need a story mode, but to have people share story mode or a story in this game in a couple of different ways would have been really, really nice. Because as it stands right now, you're really left wondering, like, where are these monsters coming from? They're not native to this planet, so was this a genetic engineering facility? Or was something else going on here? These are all perfectly valid questions that I feel just never got answered. Oh, that did a fair sum to you, buddy. Come here. No, I just want to fist you. Come play with me. No, come here. Come here. Fuck you. I'm the one you want to talk to, asshole. Come here. Oh, I'm gonna punch you until I'm satisfied, sir. Screw you. Nope. I'm gonna touch your booty hole. I'm gonna fist you until flames come out of your rectum. Come on, I need to get... There it goes, right onto your face. That was a power slam, that's my third ability. My fourth ability is my power shield, which is currently down. Ah, shit. Grandma needs help. Grandma needs to live. Is our healer still alive? Fortunately, our healer requires, like, passive AoE healing, which isn't always the most effective. Which I'm sure you're seeing right now. Let me see if I can slam you. There we go. Perfect. Come here, you asshole. Oh, I'm gonna fist you to death. This is fisting, a power fisting. Right in the butthole. Yeah, that's right. Come on, Larry needs a new pair of fancy monster knit shoes. Oh, this is actually turning into quite the brawl. I'm actually pretty satisfied with this. Alright, nope, just keep me up, you guys, and I'll see if I can't stay alive long enough to power fist him. Gram's got more than cookies, Billy. Gram's gonna fuck you on the butt. Whoa, I really got taken for a trip there. Holy shit. Oh, you gonna try? Okay, that's 2 people dead. That's not good. Oh, Grandma's grabbed back in the fight. I'm gonna fist your ass to death, buddy boy. Nope, come here. I'm gonna fuck you up. Nope, this is happening. You best make peace with it, Billy. Gram's about to rain hell down in your asshole. Just one more punch to the goo. Yeah, fisting Gram. The best Gram. So, really, those are the reasons why I feel like Evolve is dying. Is like, they had some customization and variety, but they didn't have enough. And so that's why the original game failed, and they really tried to oversell the DLC and trying to basically highway rob you from the get-go. Can be completely honest, not getting everything you paid for at the start, highway robbery, plain and simple. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that, and I mean, it's obvious, if it was so good, it would have done better. It's really just that simple. So there's definitely some reason why this failed, and I think that is a huge component in there. We'll talk about, like, I feel like they did a lot of good things with the sort of free-to-play aspect when they moved on to the free-to-play stuff, but we'll have to go through that next time. So until next time, I've been your host, Larry the Chupacabra. Don't forget to like and subscribe, everybody, to the Feed Me Pixels channel. We got more great stuff coming, and we'll talk about how all of this stuff mixes together in the free-to-play aspect of Evolve, and why it's just a shame that it's finally now that they're giving up on it. So until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe, and toodaloo, everybody.